So, you want to get into the world of NFTs, or maybe you don't. I'm not sure why you're here, but hopefully we can still make this interesting. If you were alive at any point after the year 2015, chances are you've heard of Bitcoin, or its cool younger cousin, Ethereum. Right now, we rely on banks to move and keep track of our money. They rely on big old databases to know who has what money and where it's going. There are problems with this though, right? All of your money is being looked after by a single group of people. We trust banks with our money, but at the end of the day, they have control over it. We have to go to them and say, please, Mr. Bank, can I have some money for ice cream? A couple of techies in the 2000s took issue with this, and they figured out a way to move and keep track of money in a decentralized way, taking the power out of the hands of the few and putting it in the hands of the many. They said, what if we took that big database that moves and keeps track of money, and instead of letting the banks control it, we let everyone control it. We spread it out over millions of computers all over the world so that it can never be destroyed. And the people become the bank. That's blockchain, where everyone with a computer and access to the internet can see where money is going. And all these computers automatically root out any fraud they pick up in the system. It's an incredibly secure system, and for the people who've been in charge of our money all these years, it's incredibly scary. So there's this cool way to move digital money around that doesn't rely on old banking systems. But who cares? I'm not an economist. I don't have stonks. Well, there's one other thing that this system is really good at. You could swap out one Bitcoin for one Bitcoin, and no one would notice, the same way you could swap $1 for $1. But if you snuck into the Louvre and stole the Mona Lisa, my guess is people would be upset. That's because the Mona Lisa is one of a kind. It doesn't have any inherent value, and it's not replaceable. It's not fungible. No, I didn't just cast a Harry Potter spell on you. That's the word we use to describe the irreplaceability of things, and it's the F in NFT. NFTs are a way to track something that's one of a kind. It's a way to give any digital asset its own fingerprint and know exactly who owns it. Why would I want to buy something that I could screenshot for free? I hear Gen Z cry. Well, that's kind of like saying, why would I want to own the Mona Lisa if I could just stick up a photocopy on my wall? Everyone knows you don't own the original. And that's kind of the point here. Proof. This is big news. Think about physical artists who've been able to exhibit their work and sell the originals of their paintings and drawings for centuries. Digital artists can now do the same thing. If a piece of digital art is minted as an NFT, that NFT can be bought by someone the same way a painting could. But it isn't limited to the dusty corners of the traditional art market. It's not about a few people hoarding all the wealth. There are certain rules you can bake into the code when it comes to blockchain and NFTs. A buyer could collect an artwork, and every time that's resold, the original creator gets royalties. And there's no way around that. So to recap, NFTs are a way of proving who owns a digital item, be it art, music, or meme. They work on the blockchain, which is basically a giant database that everyone controls. And for the first time, digital artists can sell their work the same way physical artists do, and earn royalties every time they're resold. This is episode 1 of a video series that I hope helps online creators and digital artists learn about the NFT space, about its strengths, its shortcomings, and figure out whether they want to be involved in it. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, hit the subscribe button. If you're keen to see more, drop a comment, drop a like.